All right, thank you for staying with us. Earlier, we had a conversation with our senior reporter in Rivers State talking about Uche Ukoro, who brought us up to speed with regards to developments coming out of that state. Recall that we mentioned earlier that there was a fire incident where the State House of Assembly was set ablaze. And now reports reaching us say that the Rivers State House of Assembly has removed or suspended the leader of the House, Edison Ehie, and also 4 other lawmakers following that fire incident at the Assembly chambers. And we also mentioned earlier that 24 out of the 32 lawmakers were present at plenary, that despite the chambers being burnt or set ablaze, they came in and said that they were going to sit, and about 24 of them out of 32 were present at that plenary. And right now, it is being reported as well that the Rivers Assembly has begun its impeachment process on Governor Sim Fubara, which was speculation making the rounds earlier on with regards to why the Assembly chambers was set ablaze. And now it has been put forward that indeed the Assembly is sitting to impeach the governor. We have in the studio joining us Olayinka Ola Daniels, a lawyer who will be speaking with us on this development. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, let's get your perspective on what is going on in Rivers State. We know that Rivers has its peculiarities. We have seen this with Peter Odili, Rotimi Amechi, and then Nyesom Wike. Right now, we are seeing Sim Fubara. What do you make of this development?
Well, we all know Rivers State to be a special state. I'll give you that. I'll give you that special state, because if you look at aside from Peter Odili, I think that is the only one so far that have made Rivers State a home state for everyone. You know, during this time we saw what happened, how he managed Rivers State to be immediately left, and Oga Amechi came in. Rivers State was divided. Mm-hmm. Immediately that started. In fact, because if you look at the record of Mr. Amechi, even from the one before he became the speaker, during that, and he went on sabbatical, and he came back as a governor, and it's been like that. So from that time, Rivers State has been divided. Politically, otherwise, they've been having issues in Rivers State. Now, if no one would have imagined what is happening in Rivers State under this current administration to happen, unfortunately, you can't say for a fact that this is how politicians behave. And you cannot really predict what happens next when it comes to politics everywhere in the world. Right. Now, looking at Mr. Governor, because now something has happened among the House of Assembly members in Rivers State, and they were battling that. And don't forget that Mr. Governor just sacked some of his chief of staff, yeah. And so these people also are political wings. So if you want to be in charge, because what I sense, Mr. Governor is trying to come. I'm in charge. I'm the governor, so I want to run my show. I'm not going to be saying yes to any godfather.
Is that in itself a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing. But when it comes to politics, there's a way you route it. There's a way you move. There's a way you work. You see, you got there not by yourself. Yes, you wanted to be a governor. You campaigned, but it seemed did the work. They brought you in. The party was involved. How you became a governor, the party presented you before you became a governor. Because that's the provision of the Constitution. So you can't become a governor by yourself without the assistance of some folks. So now you do not know how much the chief of staff had put into this. And you also cannot, for a fact, say that, oh, this chief of staff that you're firing doesn't have his own wing of people, even in the National Assembly. This is politics. Somebody may be chief of staff and will be very powerful. Someone may just be one commissioner and is very powerful, because the reason why you probably choose the person or appoint him as a commissioner is because of what he brought to the table. So all these factors you can't rule them out. Then when you then decide to say, okay, now, because you've gotten the power you're looking for, because now you now have the seat, then there's what we call wisdom. We're not saying you should not be the governor. Yes, you are the governor. And we all know what happened in when a particular state, don't let me mention, how the governor decided to ignore the politicians, thinking that I'm now governor, let me do it. And what happened? He couldn't get second term. So that happens when you're a governor. There's a reason. There's a route in which you got to the office. Then, if you then want to say, okay, we need good governance, no doubt about it. We all want good governance, but there's a way you go about it. I don't have for a fact what transpired between the chief of staff and Mr. Governor for him to say, okay, you are fired. Or the other aides that Mr. Governor started firing. We don't know what happened. I don't have that fact yet on my table. But then, if that has happened, and the chief of staff has his own people, particularly in House of Assembly, and don't forget, there's a bomb blast overnight. Who wanted to, destroy? So some things had been happening before that. And don't forget, there will be rumors also spreading around or some information. People have their ears everywhere and they have their people working inside some groups and all that. That's what they will, this happened maybe by this, or this person did this, that person did that. So this, you can't rule it out. It will cause fracas in the House.
For the sake of factual reporting, I think what actually happened at the House of Assembly, the State House of Assembly was, they said thugs, invaded and then they set
the place ablaze.
And as against other reports which said bomb blast. But then we know that the governor, the incumbent governor of Rivers State, the way he appears, a very gentlemanly. Whenever he talks, he smiles.
Don't judge a book by its cover, obviously.
So are we supposed to be seeing this kind of drama play out? Or is it because of when you become the governor of Rivers State, there's this particular water you must have, maybe taken, that will, bring out the real person in you? Exactly what's going on?
Well, it's not peculiar to Rivers State, really. This happens among some of these people. You're talking about, the look, the gentleman and all.
He's gentlemanly when you see him.
You can't, it's not written on you that this is who you are. Yeah, you can come and give me this angelic appearance because you're looking for something.
Right.
And immediately you have it. Oh, yes, now I have the sword. Of course, if I want to get sword, I'll do everything. Like you want to get a monkey, you behave like one and give him banana and all that. Immediately you get the monkey. Yes, you are in power. You do whatever you want to do. It could be. I'm not saying for a fact, but that could be the instance here. So if he has gotten that and he feels, oh, no, these people are not allowing me to work the way I would have loved to work, or I am giving directives, some people are disobeying it, or I am giving orders, some people, because they feel they have power or they have people, in charge, and report comes to his table to say, oh, maybe it's Mr. Chief of Staff that said we should not do this, after I had given directive as a governor. And you're telling me so I'm just giving you scenarios, instances, because of what has happened that we are aware of some other states. But in this particular case, I can't say for a fact, but now you just confirmed that thugs went to set the place ablaze. Who are these thugs? Who are they working for?
How did they get access to the place?
How did they get access to the place? So some of these informations probably reached Mr. Governor to say, so who is doing this? Or maybe is the camp of a particular political group that have done that. So all of them hear all these things and no, this cannot happen. So now the House of Assembly had, gone on to say, okay, no, let's start the impeachment process to get this man out, or this, please, he's not ready for this work. So, and now, don't forget also that it could be an argument between, it's one party, but you see different factions. And of course, everybody, don't forget that politics is about permanent interest. So nobody, no permanent enemy, no permanent friends. And these people want their interests. They know what they are looking for, and they are not getting it. Of course, they will come and say, Mr. Governor, this is not the bid we asked for. This is not what. And Mr. Governor is saying, look, I want good governance. Yes, we've done politics. Now, politics is over. Can we just have? Let people enjoy the dividends of democracy in the state. And there are some individuals that may feel, no, Please, you can't tell me that I put in this, I put in that, I invested so much to make sure that you become the governor, and this is what you are telling me. So you
then you cannot push for impeachment of the governor. Isn't that going the extreme?
They will do anything. We're talking about interest.
How about the people's interest?
Yeah, politicians care less about the people. They care more about themselves. And that is why you say some people will kill themselves for the office, and some will do anything to get to an office. Some will even sign some agreement to make sure they get there. So it's about themselves before the people we are talking about. And for instance, you may be talking about good governance. We know what happened in the state. You may be talking about good governance. And the politicians are saying, hey, Mr. Man, leave this good governance thing. I know what I invested. I've not recouped half of it. And you're telling me about good governance. I'm not a Father Christmas. It was a deal that we had that I would do this. And you become the governor. Of course, I should be able to recoup whatever that I have extended. Unfortunately, that is the politics we play here. It shouldn't be, but that is what it is. And it's a reality.
Well, former Governor Wike said that, said to the incoming governor, when he was incoming at that time, when he was governor-elect, that he would not disturb his administration, but then he would also not leave him to allow the people of Rivers State to cry, meaning that he would still try to, guide him, because he spent 8 years before, he left that. It was also gathered that former Governor Wike wasn't happy, according to reports, with Fubara's move to revive Shanghai Farm and other initiated programs that would benefit, the people. Because Shanghai Farm was initiated by former Governor Chibuke Amechi, so who has been festering crisis with, Governor Wike. Former Governor Fayoshe had also warned incumbent Governor Fubara that nobody fights with Wike.
Steer clear.
So you need to be very careful not to fight with Wike, because it is only the start that you see. You won't see the finish. We are still trying to understand, all of the plumes coming out of the smokes or the fire within the National Assembly, figuratively speaking.
The State Assembly.
Exactly, the State Assembly. Thanks for the correction. So, do you see this rift, if there is any, because we've not been able to confirm, taking them or taking us anywhere?
Well, if there's rift between Wike and Fubara, it's going to be a tough one. We all know how strong Wike is. Even for the fact that he's not in Rivers doesn't mean that he cannot fight from any, he can't throw spear from any corner where he resides. So now, if Wike, who was chief of staff, so Amechi, could then come later and fight Oga, stand still, and Wike hijack the entire state, even from Amechi that was supposed to be, running the show. So you then tell me that if look, these are things that should be cleared before you even come into the office. When you run to someone, when you talk about godfatherism, and the godfather, probably he has a hold on the state, and he spoke to his people, and they did everything to make sure you get there. If you remember what happened in Oyo State, Adelabu and the rest of them, it will tell you, look, you cannot do more than one time. You will do one time. And it was when Adelabu died that they had 2 times in Oyo State. So it will always tell you, if you are misbehaving, it will tell you as a governor the other time when he was fighting that Ladoja. So I will ask, look, the money we are spending to campaign, the money we are giving these people, the money we are using to cook amala, to cook whatever rights for these people, will it be my personal money? Bring this money so that we can get more people to vote for you the next election. Look, this is politics, and once you have this godfatherism thing, if we have not jettisoned that and it still operates, then you, that is this God's son, then you have to use your initiative. You have to use your brain. You have to use your initiative to know that, okay, I will not do this. Even if you have to, then you need to really talk to your godfather. Not fighting your godfather. It can be dangerous. If you say you want to fight your father because what he has seen, you have not seen, you are just coming in. And we saw what happened in Lagos. It will crumble. So now, if there's a rift between Wike and Fubara, there's 80% possibility that it will go, except it is resolved.
Because that's what it's been reported to be at the heart of this impeachment process.
Who will go?
Fubara. 80% chances that he will go.
You are confident he will go?
You want to fight Wike?
And
See,
win?
you don't understand. Okay, if Wiki...
But he is the incumbent governor.
Oh, no. It doesn't work like that. Okay, we have... don't forget that there are laws. Even the judges, that because there are procedures.
Yeah.
Even the House of Assembly is for them to say, oh, they want to, okay, then they will get the numbers. Yeah. And if they're able to achieve the numbers, it will still go to the judiciary, that's to the judges, to, okay, this is our report. And they will look at it. Who are the people in charge of these people? Even the judges that are there now, even you are the incumbent governor, but the judges that are there today, who put them there? Who has, see, when there's some people, they may not be the incumbent, they may not be the governor, they may not be the president,
but they wield influence.
They have that power, the willpower to control. Once you can control the House, you can control the judiciary. How do you fight alone? You can't fight alone. If you can't control judiciary, you cannot control the legislative arm of government. Who do you want to fight? You are the only one. Even in your own camp, it's not certain that you are good to go in your own camp. You don't even know the people that are working for your enemy in your own camp. So how do you know this? Maybe that's the reason why you see, okay, you fire this, you fire that. How many people will he fire? Who does he know that he's still in the same camp with this man? So it can be incumbent. Were incumbent not removed in the same country? That's so even the Amici, when he became governor, he enjoyed, from Mr. Obasanjo and the rest of them. So look, if you want to fight Wike, you have to think twice, anywhere he is. And for Mr. Fubara, I think he needs to really look at this. Maybe he wants to take charge. He wants to be in control. No doubt about that. You are the governor. You should be able to decide what happened in your state.
All right.
But most importantly, the interest of your people should come first, even more than your own interest.
Absolutely.
As a governor.
Absolutely. Let's quickly take this report still coming out of Rivers State. The governor, Sim Fubara, has described the alleged suspension of the leader of the House, Edison Ehie, and 4 other lawmakers as null and void. He stated this when he visited the assembly complex that was set ablaze by hoodlums Sunday night, and he expressed shock that security personnel who are supposed to protect lives and property turned their guns at him. And that's the complex, the road where the assembly complex is. We see a number of security personnel and even journalists moving around that area there. Security has, as it's been reported, taking over the complex and ensuring that there's security of lives property there. We'll definitely be getting back to you with more information as we get them. But then, this is the governor's reaction. Olanka.
Well, like I said, governor has his own people. For instance, in the House of Assembly, he just came in as a governor. The same time, this the member of the legislative arms were also elected. Now, how did these people come in? Who were their sponsors? Who gave them? So if, for instance, if your enemy had put all these people there in the house, they are to checkmate you. Basically, that is what your enemy has done, to checkmate you. So now, probably his own people that were suspended at the his own group, maybe members that were suspended in the House were his own group.
Absolutely.
Good. And 4 out of 32. Because already they're saying that if out of 32 to 24, so they found quorum. So what do you want to do? So if the 4 suspended, even if they are not suspended, what can they do? What can 4 and 24, 4 do among the 24? So there's a possibility of it. I think right now, what governors should do is to calm down first. No one is saying you shouldn't take charge. You will. But this thing needs time. Calm down first.
Right.
Look at these issues. If there are issues, try to solve it. Talk to, try to solve it. Mr. Wike, probably you call him, okay, this is why we are doing this. If your argument is a superior argument, why not? Maybe to the people particularly, because before you can say you want to fight, you're considering the people. There's some people also you cannot ignore.
All right, we'll have to leave the conversation here. We'll definitely be bringing blow-by-blow account of what is happening in Rivers State as we get them. So stick with TVC News for that. But we must thank you, Olayinka Ola-Daniels, Managing Partner, Susanna Ola-Daniels, and Co-Legal Practitioner. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Well, this is where we draw the curtains on the program for this morning. Let's tell you that the views and reactions of all our resource persons are theirs and have no connection with TVC News. Up next is Your View with the Ladies, and afterwards is This Morning with Yori Folari. To stay safe.